Yo, what is going on, guys? Lapis here with another video, and today I'm just gonna be talking about how college has been. It's been around a year and a half now, and I've only really talked about it once. So, of course you can say I don't have the real college experience because I'm a commuter. I don't dorm or anything. My college is only like a couple minutes from my house. But regardless, I've still learned quite a lot of things in this time. Now, this isn't your normal like, oh, I learned this topic and this topic. I'm talking about how college works, right? So, you don't need to go to every class, and I might abuse this rule a little bit too much because this semester I low-key only go to campus once or twice a week. And there's actually been a class this semester that I haven't been to a single lecture for. Like, sure, we just write essays, so like I'm not trying to spend time there. I can do other stuff. And there's a second class that I don't go to lecture for because the professor is really bad. Then there's a third class that I'm going to lecture for because the subject is really easy. And then there's one class that I do go to lecture for, and that class is actually very interesting. The teacher brought in one of those electric dogs that can like move around and interact, and then one day he was trying to make a point about how like humans are not controlled by technology, and he threw a MacBook across the room. It was insane. But yeah, that said, if you feel like there's a class you gotta go to, obviously go to it, because trying to cram in like brand new information is very different to just, you know, cramming but you've already heard the information before or saw it before or something like that. So doing things from scratch is obviously going to be harder than, you know, just connecting the dots. Now, one big piece of advice I have is get to your exams early. Obviously this seems so like no duh, you should get to your exams early, but the worst feeling is when you're stressed about an exam and then you're rushing and stressing about getting to the exam, and then getting to the exam as it's starting and stressing about where you're gonna sit and like all that stuff, right? It's worth it to, like, if you're gonna do some review in the morning or whatever, get to your exam hall first, do the review right there, and hopefully you can get a comfortable seat. Because when I take my exams, I don't want anyone next to me. Like I'm give me all the arm room, all the elbow, shoulder, whatever. Give me all the room that I can get. Give me both of the little extendable desk thingies on the right and left, and then I'm chilling. I actually had an exam one time where almost all the seats in the room were filled and everyone was elbow to elbow while everyone was trying to figure out if the example showed what breadwinner liberalism is. So yeah, that was not the best exam. Like I'm trying to bubble in and be accurate, but I'm also trying to be accurate on my right side, trying to make sure I don't elbow this person in the face. But yeah, getting a seat when you're not crammed between people is the dream. Now, don't make all of your classes on your schedule difficult ones, right? You should always skip a class or two that can buffer your GPA, because having a decent GPA is really important, especially when it comes to getting internships. And you don't need to know what major you want to be, because like you have the freedom to switch up until like the end of your second year. And no one expects you to declare your major up until then. And a lot of these majors can be completed within just like the last 2 years of college if you put your foot to the gas. So just don't stress about that stuff. Take your time to explore different paths and figure out what you want to do. Also, this is like the most random side note. So I went to this car wash today, and they sort of washed the car. Like, it was generally better, but I do wish that, you know, they got some of the finer details done better. Like, I personally feel like I could have done a better job, like using a sponge and like a hose at home. But yeah, they had a free vacuum. Those industrial grade vacuums are actually so powerful, bro. Like, me and my friend just kept vacuuming for a good 40 minutes. It was crazy. Also, it's flurrying outside. That's crazy. It is actually winter now. Anyways, opportunities aren't just gonna waltz their way over to you. You gotta put yourself out there and keep trying. And I'm talking opportunities for like everything, bro. Like whatever, like internships, club board positions, the people you want to get with. Like, you just gotta learn to move past the lows and just like learn. Just learn from everything. And making connections is obviously really good, especially for club board positions. Because I applied for this board position and this other person applied for the board position. The other person knew someone on the board better than I did, so they got the position instead of me. And this is like very common. But yeah, you know, opportunities and all that blah blah aside, like, you gotta keep having fun, bro. We're still young. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about, like, you know, you think about middle school and you're like, yo, I wish I had more fun. You think about high school and you're like, yo, I wish I did this, I did that, hung out more, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So it's just like, just freaking do it, man. Like, there's no point in holding back now, because like, these are some of the most important years of your life. And, you know, obviously people say this about every year. Like, oh, I turned 19. This is the most important year. Oh, I turned 20. I'm, like, not a teen anymore. It's the most important year. Oh, I'm 21. Oh, I'm 22. Like, there's so much happening each year. But just think about it this way. Like, you're making lifelong friends, right? you're never gonna be around this number of people ever again. Like, sure, if you go to the city and you work in the city, like, there's people, like, so many people there, right? But all of those people are in different phases of their lives, right? When you're on your college campus, every person, or well, the majority of people there, are in the same phase of life that you are. So it's really easy to talk to them, or it'll be easier to talk to them and relate to them. And I mean, in the process, if you make stupid decisions, like, who cares? That's part of what's gonna happen. And you know, you're figuring out what you want your life path to be. You're studying towards it. Everyone's trying to get that piece of paper that they're paying like 100 grand for. So yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say today. Like, if you're not having fun, make a change. If you're not happy with where you're at, make a change. Screw New Year's resolutions, right? If you can do it then, you can do it today. You can do it now. Peace out and good night. I was not gapped up for this fight, bro. Stay away. Yes, GG, dude. Let's go. First Bed Wars game in so long, bro. GG, my guy. We will take this win.